Welcome to MCpodcast, aka Men of Culture Podcast. And in this video today, we are talking about the summer anime season that is coming up, and we'll be giving down all the animes that you should be watching or you should possibly check out. There'll be some good, there's gonna be some bad, and there's definitely gonna be some EG. So be in store. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on our way to get to 500 subscribers. So let's get into this video. Alright, let's go. The first one on this list is season 2 of Oshinoko. I really don't have to explain the plot to this story. You already know it. You watched it. I've watched it. I'm excited for season 2. I've heard nothing but good things about season 2. I just like the main character, the whole cast. They're all good. They're all on their devious, and you get to learn about the world of showbiz.
Next on this list is going to be Tower of God Season 2. There's going to be a lot of seasons that have continuations. There's a lot of animes that have a lot of Season 2s coming out, and one of them is going to be Tower of God. This is another super hyped up anime coming out. I really feel like the first season of this was kind of the precursor or the setup to the second season, which is kind of the main focus. The first season really entices you, throws in some twists, and throws in a betrayal at the end, cliffhanger, a bunch of stuff. And this is kind of the continuation of it, where you see Bam really develop as a person and change. And he's obviously separated from his group, and he's going to be working up his tower and just kind of trying to meet up with them again and figure out what happened. But just know there's going to be a whole lot of boxing, whole lot of cool effects, cool fighting scenes, sick choreography. I'm really looking forward to this because I super enjoyed season 1. And, this is definitely one you're going to have to watch this summer.
Next one on this list is the Suicide Squad Isekai. This is another one I'm super excited to get into and watch. This is when finally comics meet anime into an isekai world. This is just something I'm super excited to find out about. Just go in blind, head first, just to see what it's about. And on top of that, I know the animes are do Harley Quinn well, obviously, if you know.
Next one is going to be a little controversial one, I feel like, and that's going to be Fairy Tail 100-Year Quest. Obviously, they run off of the power of friendship. I know there's a bunch of jokes going around about it. And obviously, it's a more childish, less serious anime. But I think it's got its charm to it in terms of, how the cast works together and, just how the power system works. I think it's pretty cool. There's so much camaraderie. And I feel like this is going to take, the Fairy Tail kind of negative connotation, maybe turn around just a little bit. It's a 100-year quest, which has been around since the start of this show, and they're finally getting to the nitty-gritty of kind of the whole story and the plot, which is getting a little bit more serious. And I think this is definitely one of the ones you guys should watch, or at least give a try. This is from my childhood, which I watched a lot, so I feel like I have to give it a chance and watch it.
Next one is Days with My Stepsister. Be honest, guys, I know what everyone's thinking. Your mind is in the gutter, and it's not. You're not entirely wrong. Basically, the premise of the show is basically the two main characters, the male character and the female character. They end up being stepsisters. The stepsister is the beauty of the high school. She's the most beautiful girl, and they want to keep it low key. They don't want to be hating each other, but they don't want to be liking each other too much. They try to keep a distance. But obviously, if it says Days with My Stepsister, you know what's the deal.
Next on this list is definitely another continuation of one of the shows you guys have probably watched, but if not, give it a try for the first season. It's going to be Our Last Crusade of the Rise of the New World, and this is definitely the Romeo and Juliet of, kind of the anime. It's two, opposite ends of, two conflicts, and, two people falling in love despite that disparity. It's got a great side cast. It's got a great plot. I think all in all, it's an enjoyable show, and this is the continuation of it. But it's a cool romance, kind of military, kind of fantasy aspect to it. So definitely give this one a try. This is great for the summer season.
Next one is Ayala Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. So basically, it's about this Russian girl. Russian girl who's half Japanese, and she's the beauty of the school. Everyone likes her. She's beautiful. This and that. And so it'll be a romantic comedy. So you can expect some moments where the main character gets her flustered and she speaks Russian, and that's the main gimmick of the show. You can check it out. It sounds pretty solid, interesting enough.
All right, guys. Next on this list is going to be, it's going to be a bunch of shows actually. There's a bunch of seasons there's a bunch of animes this season that are isekais or overpowered main characters, and I'm just gonna shoot them off real quick. It's gonna be No Longer Allowed in Another World. Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World? Wand and Sword. The strongest magician in Demon Lord Army was a human. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with my low-level skill. Let's see, I Parry Everything. Bye Bye Earth. These are a lot of shows that have been coming out a lot recently, and these are the isekais or the super strong main character who can really solve any problem with like the ease. And the thing about shows is we want to see some struggle, we want to see some development, and we want to see like stuff be a little bit different, like a breath of fresh air, not something that's really redundant, repetitive, and overused. I'm not saying these animes have no potential, because I feel like one of them could have a twist or more depth to it than what we're seeing now. But a lot of the shows that are like this, we feel like it's like you should just expect for it to be pretty mediocre. It's not going to be something that's going to outstand this season, which we're giving a lot of shows at once. But I'm not saying don't watch these, but I'm saying don't expect much from these, because from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like it has that much depth. But some of them could, so take it with a grain of salt. But those are some of the animes this season that might be the isekai action fantasy that some of you guys are looking for.
Okay, next one you should check out is the Nier Automata Part 2. I'm just calling it Season 2 of the Nier Automata series that's came out being done by A1 Pictures. If you're familiar with the video games of Nier Automata, or just seen Nier Automata in other games with collabs, you obviously understand it's going to be a pretty solid series. The first season was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. So you definitely check out Season 2 of it.
Now, one of the ones with a little bit of a twist, I mean, maybe not much of a twist. I feel like this has been done before, but basically, my wife has no emotion. And in this show, basically, Takuma, which is the main character, he does nothing but work. Of course, in Japan, you work like a dog, and you come home and you can't even take care of yourself. You just go to sleep. And basically, it's kind of futuristic to the point where he can buy an automated, human, which is basically a robot, and Mina-chan, which is the robot, and she's basically a housekeeper. But he jokes around about being his wife, and she kind of takes it seriously. And the two slowly start doing more things together, like doing more romantic stuff. But the big question at hand is, but can a robot and a human ever have an equal loving relationship? And, realistically, no, from my point of view, because it's just, circuits, electricity and all that sort of stuff. But it's an anime, so we all know where this is going. It's going to be a comedy, romance, sci-fi. But this is definitely where Japan turns a little bit, kind of questionable, but, it's that culture shock kind of deal. So you can't expect anything crazy. This might be for some of you guys out there, but this is definitely a twist for sure for a show.
The next anime that's looking pretty good is the magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies. This is a romance anime where basically two opposite sides, basically the Romeo and Juliet type of romance anime. These two opposing sides, they don't like each other, but then they get to know each other and they start to fall in love with each other, and slowly but surely you develop a relationship. That's going to be an interesting romance anime to watch. It might be pretty funny. Initially, I'm be honest, I definitely thought the main heroine of this show was a little ass girl, and I was definitely about to be like, don't watch this shit. Watch the trailer to it, and I was like, okay. She just is really short, and the cover of the anime was a terrible option to pick. But other than that, this anime looks pretty solid. It's by Studio Bones. It might be pretty funny, so you should definitely check it out. Some other animes that you should go ahead and definitely check out is one, Pseudo Harem. It's basically the main character in the female lead. Basically, she decides to help him out and get him a pseudo harem. It seems pretty interesting. Honestly, gives me Run to a Girlfriend vibes, and any show that has Run to a Girlfriend vibes is my type of show. So I think it's going to be a solid watch. Another one that you should check out is Season 2 of Shy. The Shy if you haven't watched Shy season 1, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty solid. I liked it, enjoy it. It's like a superhero type of show with the main character being, as it stated, very shy, and there's, obviously antagonists and other shit like that. Season 2 seems like it's gonna go into more in depth of the story. Seems interesting. I'm gonna watch it. And then another season 2, the Terrence Cafe Goddesses. I believe that's the name. I'll put it on the screen. I watched the first season to it. I like it. It has some Ichi, it has some meta culture scenes, but overall, I think it's a solid anime. It's something you can enjoy and let the time pass. Definitely gotta wear headphones when wearing it when watching the show. But other than that, it's a pretty solid show. You get to see some nice romance and a dude run a cafe basically. And the final anime I'm putting on this list that you might want to check out is Plus Size Elves. Obviously, you can guess by the title, it's another Ichi anime that you might want to check out by yourself. Basically, these elves, or this one elf specifically, she comes from another world. She gets fat and she wants to lose weight, but she also likes to eat a lot of junk food. And this massage therapist is meant to help her lose weight. You could guess what that was direction that's gonna head to. And if you're into BBWs, this show might be up your alley. It might be something that you like and you might be interested in watching. I'm gonna check it out because I'm a metaculture, gotta do it for the one time at least.
So all in all, this summer season definitely has its gems. Definitely has the stuff that most people are gonna watch, like Oshinoko, Tower of God, and Suicide Squad. But there's a lot of continuations this series, so it looks pretty promising. Of course, every season has its gems and has its good stuff. There's gonna be good, there's gonna be bad, and then there's gonna be the unexpected. All in all, very good season looks like. Hopefully, it's as promising as it looks. There's definitely some redundant stuff, some Ichi, and all in all, something good. But
I like to call it the unique season. This has a lot of unique animes.
this is definitely one of the more unique seasons that I've seen in a while, in terms of what's going on. So
Yeah, so stay tuned. I hope you like this video. Make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe. Put down below what anime you are most excited to watch this season or this summer season, and subscribe because we're trying to reach 500 subscribers. So stay metaculture, stay with my culture, people. Peace. Stay blessed.
deuces.